disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partner, Mike Gibbs. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Gene, how are you? Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm good, man. All right. If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we're members of the Martial Arts Internet Network. On Mondays, Mimi and Love, they're on hiatus, I think, right now. Tuesday, CTE, Chris Travis Experience. Wednesday is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene and Mike. And Thursdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on our social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Also, our main website, maininternetwork.com. All right, Mike, it's showtime. What's happening, man?
Hey, not a whole lot, man. Just finishing up my second time watching Best of the Best this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I still love it.
Yeah. You know what, man? So I was over the weekend. I was in the house and I said, you know what? I have the tapes. I got the DVD. Let me go downstairs. I went down my basement and got it, and then I came back up and I thought, wait a minute. I don't have nothing to watch this on. Like, I don't have a VCR. I don't have a DVD player. I don't even have a Bluetooth. I mean, not Bluetooth. What they call it? A Blu-ray. I don't even have a Blu-ray.
Right.
So I was thinking, well, you know what? I could put this in my laptop and watch it that way. But I was like, skip it. I'm just going to go ahead and look for it online. And I found it on Amazon Prime because it wasn't on Netflix. It wasn't on any of the other things that I use to watch movies. Now, I did see it on Hulu. But with Hulu, you have to have the website, the live TV. And I have Hulu, but I only have it. I got it with Spotify. Spotify gave me Hulu for free. So by having Spotify, I got Hulu, but you don't have all of the features as a normal account. So I ended up just getting it off Amazon, and I'm like, I'm going to watch it again. So I might as well just, have it in my cloud or whatever.
Right. I watched it on Amazon also.
Did you rent it or did you just buy it?
It was free on Prime.
Oh, okay. I don't have Prime. I think I should get it. Everybody tell me about it, but
I mean, it's worth it with just you save from what you save from the shipping and all being a member of all of it all together. The discounts are good.
Okay. Before we get into the movie, man, how was your weekend?
It was good. We had our 19-year-old daughter's birthday party. So we had the family down. I was happy because we were actually going to do like a / Father's Day / Taylor's birthday party in Michigan this weekend. But she's been down here for about 3 weeks in Indiana, and she's actually liking it and wanted to have her party here. So the fam came down and we celebrated her birthday. And, when you got a 19-year-old daughter, it's a birthday weekend.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That's what we did. I'm actually heading back to Michigan this weekend, though. I'm going to spend some time with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about it, man. What about you?
Man, I've been racking my brain, man. So I got to buy a new car. My car is it has 2 tires in the grave and then 2 other tires on a piece of ice. So my car is going to be done pretty soon. So.
No, just your tires are done, man. Just buy you.
No. The car is done, not the tires. If it was just the tires, I would just go, get some new tires. But no, it's the car. It's just the car.
What kind of car is it?
It's the Equinox.
Oh, get rid of it.
I know, man. I just found this out, man. I didn't know that this car. I mean, I didn't know that it was so bad. The engine was so bad. But I read online and I spoke to a mechanic. And this car is not good for anybody.
Bro, I got to wait. Mine was a 2014
Mm.
or 2012. I'm sorry.
That's what I got, the 2012.
Listen, I had a 2012 blue one. Listen, the motor blew at 98,000 miles.
I'm at 95,000.
Listen, the motor blew at 98,000. They put a new one in. Free.
Yep.
I'm driving it. Going to Jerry Roberts' tournament in Cleveland. I'm on the turnpike. The motor blows up at 20,000 miles. Brand new motor. So now I'm stranded. Luckily your uncle came through and swooped us. We went. He took my students. Actually, my students jumped in with your uncle because they were competing. Went to the tournament. I'm stranded. They come get me. It's at the dealership. Go to the tournament. I ride back with somebody. I don't even remember who. Get the students home, everything. The dealer's like, oh, it's going to be 2 months. I'm like, what? So I'm without a vehicle. So I had to go to Ohio to get my rental. They wouldn't even let me get my rental from the local Chevy dealer in Michigan. So I get the car back after 2 months. I drive it another 43,000 and blows up again. Three motors in a 2012 Eagle. Get rid of it, Gene.
Yeah, that's what the guy told me. So basically, I was working one day and I felt the car starting to shake. So I said, okay, you know what? It is time for me to get an oil change. Let me get the oil change. As soon as I pulled in, the oil change guy was like, hey, your timing chain is about to go out. He's like, you need to get a new timing chain. I said, okay, well, how much is that? He's like, yeah, about $1,400 to $1,500. I was like, hell no. So he was like, well, you can finance it. And he was like, you won't have to pay any interest if you pay it off the financing in 3 months. Okay. So I said, well, yeah, let me see. So I go in and I do the application. I fill out for it. They tell me that I'm approved for $2,700. So I'm like, all right, that's cool to know. But I was like, look, I'm not about to rush. I'm working. I just wanted an oil change. He was like, well, you shouldn't drive this car another mile. I was like, look, man, I'll worry about that later. I need to read this paperwork. I don't trust y'all. I don't know you. I just pulled in here. So he was like, well, let me just go ahead and download the check, and then you have an account here. He's like, it's $2,700. I'm like, no, you not about to just download this check. I said, hold on, bro. Just wait a minute. I was in Dearborn. Okay? I was in Dearborn. Yeah, I know. I'm just letting you know. I was in Dearborn. Right? So then the guy says, he's on the phone talking. So I'm reading, because the whole application and everything's on my phone. So I'm reading it. Man. Now, he said that, it was like $1,400 was for the cost of the car, right, to repair it for the timing chain.
Right.
So I said, well, why are you trying to download $2,700 if I only need $1,400? We was like, well, we could take care of this for you. I saw this. I'm like, man, I'm not. I said, okay, you just killed it right there. Nah, that's okay. He was like, well, let me just download the check then, and then you can finance the we'll take the $1,400 out to fix the timing chain, and then the rest you'll just have in an account here, and whenever something breaks down there, you can come back and bring the car. I'm like, no.
So they wanted you to have an open line of credit with the
dealership.
Yes.
It's not even a dealership, man. This wasn't even a dealership. This is it was a shop,
in Dearborn.
So in Dearborn. so then I tell him, no, thank you, sir. Change the oil. I'll be back if I want to do it. I want to read, this agreement.
For sure.
So, he's trying to stop me. I'm like, look, give me my keys. Run them keys. Get the keys. Get in the car. Backing out. Him and all his brothers, they all came out. It was like, oh, no, you shouldn't drive this, that, and other. You should wait. Don't drive the car too much. You're going to lose that engine, this, that, and other. I said, I'll be back. Okay. So I drive to my next door for work. So I'm in my parking lot. I'm reading the fine print of this stuff, right? Man, this finance company, if I would have took out $2,700, I would have had to pay back $6,000. That's what the interest was. And I said, hell no.
That's like 22. That's 23%.
They was man, no Vaseline. They tried to get me no Vaseline.
Wow,
I said,
man.
no,
Makes you
hell
wonder
no.
how many people do that.
So exactly, it had to be a lot. Now, what I noticed also, I've been driving around and I'm paying attention to all of these different, mechanic places, and every place I see, they have the like a not a flyer, but not a poster, but like some type of signage for this finance company, right? So all up and down 6 miles, 7 mile, 8 mile, yeah. So I'm like, oh, so I'm quite sure a lot of people have got by this, right?
Wow.
So I called my boy, who I used to work with, because I know that he used to have a shop. So I was going to go there. Now I go to this guy. Well, my boy doesn't work there anymore, but he said go talk to Al, whatever. So I go there. This guy is the nicest, most honest mechanic I have ever met. Because when I pulled in, and he looked at it, and first he was saying what you said. You shouldn't have got an Equinox. Nobody should have an Equinox. He's like, the car is bad, the engine is bad. It's something about those years. But he named like 5 other cars also, that all have the same issue.
They're almost the same engine.
Yeah, yeah. So so he told me don't do that, number one. So then when he lifted up the hood, as soon as he lifted up, he turned and looked at me and said, "Who told you needed the timing chain?" And I said, these guys in Dearborn. He was like, Dearborn, huh? I said, yeah, Dearborn. And he said, okay. He was like, look, man, you don't need a timing chain. He's like, I can hear the timing chain is getting pretty bad, but he was like, you might last maybe 6 months to a year and a half, 2 years. He was like, you got some other things that's going on with the car. He's like, I can fix those things. He's like, that's be about $300. I was like, oh, bet. Go ahead, take care of that for me. I'm thinking I'm about to spend $1,400. You tell me all I got to do is spend $400. I'm like, sweet.
All right.
So I go back home. I leave the car with him. Go back home. He called me about an hour and a half later, and said, you know what, man? He's like, it's more to it than that. He's like, it's more to it. He's like, this car is about to go out soon. He's like, just get rid of it, trade it in, do whatever. He's like, I'm not going to even charge you to fix it, because it's a waste of your money right now. So he said, come back, pick it up, and flip it. Take it to one of the other spots right here. Right. So I told him, I said, man, I'm always going to come back here and deal with you, because you honest. And you could have had me for almost $2,000.
Right.
And he didn't, Right. So I said, hey, man, he gave me some keychains. Don't worry, man. I'm gonna pass them out to everybody. I told him, I said, I'm gonna send everybody your way, man, because you honest, and he could have got me. I don't know anything about cars. I'm not a car person. Right. So, man, it's just, man, I've been looking at a bunch of cars and looking at financing and stuff. And then yesterday, this guy, Cadillac of Novi, they called me, right? And they said, oh, we saw that you were inquiring online about financing for a vehicle. The finance company referred you over here. If you want to come over here and look at what we got, come on. And instantly when he said it, I said, Cadillac of Novi. This is not in my range. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, why are you calling me, But I said, well, maybe they got a trade-in lot or something like that. Maybe there's some, something there. Made the appointment for 1:00. They sent me a text message early in the morning and said, make it 1:15. I said, okay, cool. I showed up at 1:15 and I left at 2:00. I just walked out because the guy came and introduced himself, say, I'm helping somebody else. I'll be right back. And I barely saw him walking back and forth. I said, this is why I don't like buying cars, because they have you sitting in that damn showroom for at least 2 or 3 hours. By now, you would think that they would have had an easier way to help people with cars.
And today's technology, it should be, I'm going in to pick up the keys.
Exactly.
And signing maybe one piece of paper.
Exactly. Especially when I was trying to do the financing before I walked into there, so I could just walk in. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Producer Travis just said something to me, but I know I've been in sales, so I have hours and hours and hours of sales training, so I know that's what they want to do. But
it's
not
like the
me.
Detective on you in the interrogation.
Not me. They're not gonna get me like that. Not me. No. So, I walked the lot a little bit, and I'm thinking, like, none of these cars are in my price range, what I'm willing to pay. Why you have me on a Cadillac lot? Like, I'm not about to buy a Cadillac, especially for all the driving I got to do for work. And that I did not see a trade-in lot. I never saw one. Wow. It was just all new cars, and then there were some older cars, but the older cars were still $20,000. Right. So I told my man, hey, I'm out. I'm going. I'll reschedule and talk to you another day. Knowing in my mind, I'm not coming back out here. Right. I pass this place all the time, but I'm not dealing with them.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, man. So I've been doing that and just trying to chill out and relax, man. I got to kick it with Champ on Saturday, my son, and
out there running still.
Nah, man. You know what? We played ball in the backyard. He likes running and throwing stuff. So we played, catch, and we were racing remote control cars.
Oh, sweet. And
not for me. I mean, I don't know what happened, man, to me. Like, when you get older, it's like certain stuff don't work in your brain no more. Like, he's beating me in remote control cars. He's 7, and I couldn't get this damn car to work right. Doesn't make sense.
Take him out.
He beats me in video games. I'm like, how? Like, when did this happen? Like, what switched in my brain to make me not be able to play video games? Like, I should not be losing to a 7-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
We're the same age. And
I'm 43.
They start to beat you, you got to take them out. So if I'm telling you right now, if I bring my radio control cars home and Champ starts giving me the business and we're racing, I'm going to take him out. He's going to cry.
Well, you know what?
His car's going to go flipping. I'm teaching him life lessons, man.
Hey,
I'm going to teach him a life lesson. Uncle Mike got you.
I'm not going to complain about that.
That's it.
But yeah, man. So that's pretty much been my weekend, man. And dealing with work and trying to get back in here to teaching. Man, I'm thinking about having the classes at this other park that's not far from me. And I went and looked at it today. I didn't stay long because it looked like they were doing a birthday party. You're ready to do a birthday party for a little girl. They had the cake. They had the decorations up, it looked real, real nice until I heard the mama and daddy arguing. And, and the daddy was like, how many guns I got, this, that, and the other, and whoop-de-whoop. He kept saying his name. I don't want to say his name, but I know his name now. But I'm not about to say it on this podcast. You know who I am? Do you know who I am? I said, yeah, I don't know who you are, and I don't want to find out who you are. Let me get in the car. Right. Just leave. But the mama, she was just yelling at him and cussing at him. I'm thinking, like, did you hear what he said, lady? Right. And she just sitting there so calm. No. But I guess, that's the D. We gonna talk about that too, man, because in Best of the Best, one of our characters, Sonny, is from Detroit. And I got some thoughts on Sonny. We gonna get into.
Is he like Bruce Lee?
No, man. Nobody like Bruce Lee.
Okay. He did chase after the girl with the belly button. So
he did. Yeah, he did. That you know what, man, that part of that movie is one of my favorite scenes. That part in the end are some of my two of my favorite parts of this movie. I've been meaning to ask you this all weekend too, Mike. Is this movie, Best of the Best and The Karate Kid, the only movies that are based around sport karate or point fighting? Do you know of any other movies? Because I don't.
Not offhand.
I mean, the Karate Kid series, well, I should say 1 and 3 because the second one didn't have anything about point fighting. And the Cobra Kai series is about, karate and do some point fighting. But I can't think of any other movies. Maybe my brother can. Maybe
there was one like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris did.
Sidekicks. But you know what, man? But Sidekicks wasn't kind of, but I never saw a tournament like that before. Like, that was a weird tournament for Sidekicks. I mean, because it was team competition, but Chuck Norris fought. He was the only fighter. It was him against who was that guy? I can't think of the guy name. The bodybuilder guy. Joe Piscopo. That's right. Thank you, Travis. Joe Piscopo. And they were only two fighting. And then you had somebody who did weapons. You had somebody who broke, and then you had somebody do forms. That's not a traditional team fighting, you
No.
know. But other than or tournament, but you know that's a weird tournament. I would not want to compete in that tournament. But okay, back to best of the best. Okay, the first movie that we watched that has no affiliation with Hong Kong.
Hong
I was
Kong.
so happy. I was so happy. It was no affiliation to Hong Kong, and they didn't make any of the African American communities hide. You know,
Right.
they didn't have anything. People acting stupid, doing any monkey style or talking crazy. Actually, the only black person in the movie was James Earl Jones.
Right.
He was the coach.
Right.
All right, let's get started. Opening scene, we see Korea. We see the Korean team. Well, actually, more than team. Like it's a bunch of students, and they're all working out. So that's the opening scene that we see. Okay, the next scene we see is a car plant, and then we see Alex. He's clocking out. He's leaving. He speaks to a coworker, and he mentions that he's going to go pick up his son. And originally, when I saw that scene, I thought like that's weird to put in this movie. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, they could have skipped the scene. But then I thought, well, you know what? They're trying to establish the type of person that he is. Like, he's a single father.
The father,
You know, and we don't really see that too often. Especially a single white father taking care of his son. We don't really get that a lot in movies or TV shows. No, I mean, like, I mean, unless you want to count like Different Strokes or Webster or something like that. Well, no, my bad. Webster, they were married. My bad.
I used to like Webster, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I like Webster. I mean, he was cool. I mean, you know, he still looks the same.
Does he? I haven't seen anything.
No, every now and then they post. You know, he's one of Tony Young's students. Emmanuel Lewis is one of Tony Young's students.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's one of Tony Young's students. And I remember my uncle used to say that he used to be beating up the kids because they thought he was a kid also. But yeah, he still. I mean, he looks a little chubbier. You know, I mean, he got to be like close to 50 now because he's older than us. You know, he was like 13 on the show.
Oh,
you know?
was he?
Yeah, he was older, even though he looked so young. Let's get back to it. So then Alex is teaching Walter how to ride a bike. That's something that I like also because I'm actually doing that right now with Champ also. The next scene, we see Tommy is teaching martial arts class, right? And then a fight breaks out between a couple of students. Man, when I saw the scene, I thought to myself, man, I'm such an instructor because while I'm watching the scene, I see students messing up. And I'm like, I want to switch them. I want to change them. I want to fix them.
Right. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. It's two different kids. I saw they had like everyone had their left leg back and they had the right leg back or something like that.
Oh,
So if you watch it again, pay attention to that. I think it's one. See, like I said, man, I'm such a teacher. I think one student was a green belt and one was an orange belt. I think. And this scene also made me think about the second movie because Tommy has a lot of students in his class, right? And the second movie, it starts off saying that Tommy, Alex, and Travis joined together to open up a karate school. And I thought to myself, well, that just sucks because Tommy, he has all the students himself. Like, why is he about to give his friends a third of his money? Well, no, 2/3 of his money. That's ridiculous. You know. Do you have anything about this this scene right here?
Yeah, he had a secretary, so he's making bank.
Yeah, yeah.
She brought him the letter, the invitation for the U.S. karate team.
Yep. And you know what I like is when she gave him that letter, he looked at it, and then we get a close up shot of the letter, but it's not to Tommy. We're back with Alex.
Right.
And Alex is talking with his mom, about the team. And his mom he was excited about it. He was happy. He hadn't been competing in a long time because he got injured. And that's what his mom was worried about. She said that, you have a bad shoulder, and
But it must have been a real bad shoulder injury, because she said that he could get paralyzed injuring his shoulder again.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed this too when I rewatched the movie, that it showed a scar in his shoulder at the end. I didn't notice that.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at that. But he and evidently later on in the movie we find out that this injury happens years ago, but they still feel like it could bother him now. That must have been a hell of an injury. Then if everybody knows about it, and it can still affect him now, Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else with this scene?
No, I thought it was, he displayed the emotion where how important competing was to him, because he told his mom, and this kind of shut her up a little bit, that, well, you saw me out there. Mm-hmm. That was like his wheelhouse, and that was his happy place. So that kind of got her on board with the program to allow him to be able to compete. But ultimately, he said he would have to talk to his son.
Right.
The next scene.
Yep. And I was thinking, like, man, did you even ask your mom to watch your kid? Because you're about to be going away. Maybe that's what she was thinking. Like, grandma wanted to get a groove on or something,
He did some Mike Gibbs stuff. That's what I do to my dad. I just call him and be like, hey, you gonna watch these kids for a minute?
Then the next scene, like you said, Alex is reading the story to his son. They're doing a really, really good job of just showing how good of a father that this character is. Yep. He's reading his son a bedtime story, and then him and his son start to discuss the trip. His son wants to know everything. If he can go, when is he going to leave? How long will he be gone? What does he get if he wins? But evidently, eventually, his son's name is Walter, right? Now, that is a very older sounding name. I don't know of too many little kids named Walter now. That's like my name. Like, I think my name is going to be extinct in the next 50 years. I don't think there's too many other little kid Eugenes walking around. Not many. Right. Your name, you probably got one of those names that's probably going to be around forever. Michael. Like, I don't, that's like a Chris. Michael's and Chris, like Jason's. Like, I don't think those will fade away. Who knows?
Yeah, you are my only Eugene friend.
Yeah, I mean, I know a couple other. I know a couple other Eugenes, but not many.
Some, but I'm just trying to think, like, not my friends, just like even professional people. Mm-hmm. I know one other Eugene.
Oh, Eugene Levy?
No.
Now you know him too.
True.
All right. So anyway, Walter is okay with Alex trying out for the team. Okay. Next scene, Koreans are training again, and then they call their members up to the podium and or the stage, and everyone is clapping in Korea. You know what? Another thing that I noticed that was real interesting about this movie was we have it in our minds that the Korean team are the bad guys, but they're not doing anything bad. They're not doing nothing at all.
No.
It's not like The Last Dragon where Shonuff was beating up Leroy, or Karate Kid where Johnny is bullying Daniel. It's nothing on that level. Like, they don't even cross paths with these guys until the finals.
It's just they were more disciplined and structured, so it came off as meaner.
And the music was definitely I don't want to say threatening, but it made you feel like they're doing something serious.
Right.
The next thing after that is the team tryouts, and then we see Travis walk in with his cowboy hat, his radio. I got ready to call it a boombox.
It was a boombox. Hey man, I meant to ask, why am I Travis? You made that I'm watching the movie.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I'm watching the whole movie trying to make comparisons, and I'm like, okay, some I can see. Little chubby white dude. I get it.
That had nothing to do with it. I didn't say that, Mike. I didn't say that. Just how he acted, how he present. Now he's like you extreme, like you turned up, like how you were if you were turned up.
Right.
Almost like that was the wrestling version of you. So if you decided to be a pro wrestler,
right,
then that's how you would have acted.
I mean, he hit him late and stuff. I would have did that. I mean,
you have done that. What do you mean you would have done that? You have done that. He can't even say nothing. See?
Some things I just erased from my memory. They didn't happen.
So Mike. I mean, you have done some interesting things, through the time that I've known you. Do you remember when we went to Chicago? I think it was in '95. And the reason I know I know it was around '95 or '96. The reason I know this, Mike, because it was during my first year at Fair State, right? And at Fair State, I bought some stink bombs. There was a little shop up at Ferris, and I went and bought some stink bombs. I gave a couple to Ski, and I had the rest for myself, right? And then we went to the tournament. We went to Chicago, and I took these stink bombs to Chicago, and I told you I had one, and you asked for one. I gave you one. I thought you were gonna, throw it into somebody's hotel room or something. But no, Mike, you don't do that. We go to dinner.
This ain't me, man.
This is you. This is you.
I think you got me confused with Joe Gray.
No, they wouldn't do nothing like this, Mike. No, Joe Gray.
I never did anything.
I promise you, Mike. I swear it was you. I swear. So I was like, I'm never gonna get that fool Mike Gibbs. Nothing that's dangerous. Not that this stink bomb was dangerous, but when we're all at it wasn't, my uncle wasn't with us at this restaurant. It was me, you, Ski, Trav, it was the teenagers. We went to the hotel restaurant. I was sitting there, and you look across from me at the table, and you said, "Gene, I did it." I was like, "Did what?" He was like, "I did it," and you nodded. And when you did that, it registered to me that you had just broke this stink bomb in the hotel restaurant. So then we all got up and walked out swiftly. You don't remember that?
Man, you think all us white people look alike, man? Because that wasn't me.
That was you, man. There's nobody else who was forward with us that would have did that. I promise you. I
bet you 100% it was Joe or Gray.
I can't see Joe or Gray doing that, or let alone even me and them. I didn't talk to them like that.
Man, I swear though, I don't remember that then.
That's you all day, Mike.
That was me, Gene.
I promise you, it was you. There's nobody else that I would have gave that to that would have did that.
No, man. I don't remember that. I think you guys are just.
No, man. I don't know if anybody else. I don't know if Travis remembered. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure I probably would have.
I know you did it. I saw you.
I don't remember, man. I'm getting old, man. You know, best of the best is 31 years old.
That's right. Yeah,
man,
89.
Old, man.
It don't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it. But yeah, yep. Anyway, all right. So back to the team, Travis. So Travis walks in, and he passes the coach and trainer. That's the first time we see the coach, Coach Kuzo and Don. The next scene, we see Travis, Tommy, Alex. They're getting ready to compete. Alex asked Travis if he could use the medical tape. Travis doesn't let him. And Travis just kind of walks off. Tommy gave him his.
Yeah. That was I hate sharing my shit.
You're unapologetic too. I see that. Y'all can't see it. I'm looking at my face like, yeah. That's cool. I mean,
if like you're my boy, but we're at some tournament and some random guy, I'd be like, nah, man, that's all I got. I hate that, man. The shit's $1.79.
That's basically what it was like, man. And it was a lot of competitors also. Man. When I was taking a look, it was a lot of people there. But I also counted from what I saw, there were only 4 rings. I'm like, man, and it didn't seem like they had it broken down for weight class. It was like everybody was just fighting everyone.
Yeah, because Travis lost.
Yes, Travis lost. Yeah, he lost, and I didn't understand that part either. Like, but the coach liked him because,
Right.
because actually we're going to get there in just 1 second. Because before they started fighting, we see some people fighting, and then we see Virgil and Alex. That we see them fighting, and this is the first time we see Virgil. And he comes off of the mat, and Travis walks by him and tells him, he shouldn't have gotten. He shouldn't be blocking with his face. Yeah. That's I got when I saw that. I said I could see Mike saying that to somebody at a tournament. So then we see Sonny. He approaches Virgil. They talk to each other, introduce themselves. And then over the microphone, we hear someone call Sonny to ring 3. And Travis is in that ring, and he sees Travis, and they're about to fight. Travis just kind of gives him a smirk. So they say go. Travis hits Sonny with a sidekick in the body. Travis, the character Travis, his name was Christopher Penn. Is he related to Sean Penn?
It's his brother.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. He's dead now.
He is.
Christopher Penn died, yeah.
Oh man. You know how? I never knew that.
I don't remember how. I know he's dead though.
I'll
look it up for our next podcast.
Okay. So we see Tommy competing, and then we go back and forth with Sonny and Travis. Things start getting a little wild between them, and Travis loses the fight. And then he kicks over. He acted a fool in the ring. He kicks the chair as he's walking by Coach Kuzo and Don, and he is just livid. He was pissed that he lost.
For sport.
Mm-hmm. But I've seen stuff like that happen before. I don't know. In this situation I'm talking about right now, yeah, it was bad judging that happened. People not paying attention. And we had a teammate one time lost, and he lost it in the ring, man. I was standing next to him trying to calm down. This was in Cincinnati at Anthony Price's tournament, and I was trying to calm down. Okay. And I was trying to calm him down, and he just lost it. He cussed out the center ref. He cussed out the competitor. He started kicking over chairs, knocking over. Yeah, I'm sure Dewan don't care. I'm talking about Dewan. Dewan lost.
Dewan Young?
Yeah, he was like maybe 15, maybe at this tournament.
Wow.
15 or 14. And he lost it. And he was screaming, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Like, he was tripping. And I was standing next to Mr. Allison. Mr. Allison's like, get him out the ring. Get him out the ring. And I pulled him out the ring to calm him down. And took him back upstairs. And he was punching the elevator. He went to the hotel room and just tore the room up. And he lost it. But the problem was he was winning the fight. See, this is what the issue was. He was winning the fight, and then he scored again. He should have won, right? He scored, and I don't think the scorekeeper wrote the score down. So the match kept going, and then he ended up getting hit or kicked, whatever. He ended up losing, and they gave the other person the win. And, he was arguing that he should have already won the match. It should have continued. It should have been over with or whatever. And, he just lost it, So yeah, I've seen temper tantrums like Travis had before. So then we go the next scene. We go. It's a montage of them fighting, and winning. And then the next thing, a man walks excited about the tryouts. He tells the coach about the board of directors. We find out that this is one of the sponsors, Mr. Jennings. He's very, very excited. Let me ask you this about Coach Kuzo. Do you think Coach Kuzo was a martial artist?
No.
I didn't either. That was weird. Like a trainer who is not a black belt or a martial artist.
He never even made reference towards the martial arts.
He didn't. And later on, when Mr. Jennings tells him that they're going to hire, another trainer, and she's a sensei, and he said, like, he doesn't need a damn sensei. And that let me know, when he said that let me know that, okay, he must not be a martial artist, because I don't think any martial artist would ever say that about another martial artist,
especially one they don't know.
Right. So Jennings is excited. He tells Coach Kuzo, he'll get whatever he wants, first class. And then Coach Kuzo gives him a list of the fighters who make the team. And the man immediately looked at the list and did not look happy when he saw Alex's name on the list. Right. So once again, he wasn't happy because he knew that Alex had been injured. His shoulder was messed up, was injured. This must have been a pretty bad injury that everybody know about it.
Yeah.
And it happened years ago, and they still remember.
Right.
But he said that Alex took a beating a few years ago, and he has a bad shoulder. The coach tells him that his job is business, that Mr. Jennings' job is business, but his job is to train and choose the champions. Mr. Jennings didn't say anything. He just quietly walks out. But you can tell he really wasn't happy about that. And then the next scene after that, the fighters are selected. We got Travis, Virgil, Sonny, Tommy, and Alex all make the team. What did you think of that, Mike?
I mean, that's all the martial arts we really saw. So, I mean, we knew what the team was going to be.
Right, really did.
It's not even like they gave you a clue. Even when they were standing around getting the tape and whatnot, they were all together.
Right.
So, I mean, they never even gave a inkling that it was going to be somebody else. But they did good with the characters in the movie where it was different personalities from all walks of life. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing they at least did right when writing the movie and directing.
If this was real, I wonder why they selected Virgil and Sonny, because they did not seem like very good martial artists to me. Maybe we should have seen more. But right. They seem, kind of blah.
Right. Well, not even to jump ahead to the final scene, but the final scenes, I think it was Virgil's fight. They're like, Ahmad Rashad's doing the commentary. He's like, you don't see him bow in, and it's like, all right, we're with Virgil Keller now in the third round.
Right.
I mean, so I don't even think he was a martial artist at all.
Yeah, and actually he put them in the hole. But let's not skip ahead too much. Right. Okay, so the team goes back into the locker room. They're excited. And then Don, who is one of the trainers, he's trying to get their attention. They're not paying attention. They're just constantly talking. And then we hear Coach Kuzo's loud Darth Vader voice gets their attention.
Eddie!
He tells everyone to leave who aren't a part of the team or staff. And he gives his name, Frank Kuzo. He tells them with a very stern voice that for the next 3 months, no women, no alcohol, no drugs. They will eat, sleep, and shit competition. He tells them there are 2 rules: never be late, they have to function as a team. And he is very serious about that. The only objective is to win. And Don, who is the trainer, like I said, is going to take them into town for what he calls their last night of freedom before the training begins. Now I know
he couldn't have been my coach. You tell me I can't be with my woman for 90 days? Shit.
You're not going to be with anybody for 90 days. You're going to be away. They never even said where they were. They were just like in some remote location. They never said where
they were in Nashville, Tennessee.
I missed that. I didn't see that at all, really.
On the bar door, it said Nashville, Tennessee. I peeped that because I was wondering where they were at.
Okay, well that's some good detective work because I was clueless. I always thought they were in California somewhere.
You're gonna do that? You gonna be part of this team, train every day with these dudes, and not be with your woman? 90 days?
I mean, it's people who do that, like for MMA camps. You know, I mean,
Hell no.
it's that's some of the things that some of the old fighters used to do. Me personally, no, I'm not doing it. But I'm not fighting. I'm not competing no more. You know, I'm not fighting anymore. I'm
Maybe
not
that's
trying
what
to.
I fucking did wrong. Maybe that's why I was never good. Maybe that's why.
I don't know, man. I think you would have been a lot meaner. 90 days. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Anyway, so Coach Kuzo and Mr. Jennings are walking down the hall, and then that's when Jennings tells the coach that he wants him to meet someone, a sensei. And that's when Coach Kuzo is not happy about that at all. He said that he doesn't need a damn sensei. Jennings lets him know that a trainer position is open and the board wants Jenny to have that position. Coach Kuzo, he couldn't say nothing. He just had to walk away. You know. I wonder why. I wonder what his issue. Do you think his issue was the fact that they didn't let him select his own assistant trainer, or go ahead?
I think it's because, once we find out how long he's been the team coach, because he had coached for some decades, he wanted to change up his staff. I just think it's his comfort level, honestly.
Okay. Next scene, the team arrives at the hotel. Travis, he makes Tommy bump into a doorway, and then he mocks him. I'm not going to say what he said to him. That's going to be throughout this movie, man. Whenever he says something that's just out the way, I'm not repeating that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done that.
I wouldn't think so. Not that. Especially if you're the new guy and you guys are all getting together. No, of course I wouldn't think you would do something like that. So Alex and Tommy, they're going to be roommates. Alex is putting, they're both in their room. They're getting comfortable. They're putting their things away. Alex puts a family picture on his nightstand, and Tommy compliments his picture. And then we learn that Alex's wife died while Walter was a baby.
Yeah, they never say why or how.
No, they didn't. I listened back for that, looking for that, and they never said. For some reason in my head, I just always assume it was a car accident. I don't know why. I just always assume it's a car accident. But
it's
who
our
knows?
story. It's a car accident.
Okay. Next thing is Don and Sonny. They're in their room. Their roommate. Sonny looks out the window and says, "This is definitely isn't Detroit." And then Don says, he's never been to Detroit. What's it like? He says, well, it's kind of urban. It's post-urban, like the movies of Berlin after the war. That's my view out of my window. So, we about to talk about this. See, I was wondering if he was going to be from the east side.
He's from the east side.
Or if he was from Dexter.
He was from the east side.
Yeah, but you know what, man? I'm not about to do my city like that. Not on this nationally award-winning podcast. I'm not going to diss my city. I never go diss Detroit, man. Yeah,
I'm
Detroit.
Not Detroit.
I'm not saying you are, but that was a little shot at Detroit in the movie, man. And every city has rough areas or problems. And originally, I was wondering. Before I was wondering, man, is this guy even from Detroit? Because a lot of times people will say, no, I don't mean Sonny the actor. I don't mean the actor if he's really from Detroit.
No,
but
the character was not.
So you think he might have been from Warren or
Southfield?
What makes you say
he might have been Livonia?
Yeah, I haven't seen too many rough areas like that in Livonia. Maybe Taylor.
Yeah, he probably Warren, man.
Yeah, I definitely can see Warren.
I'm gonna go with the way he described it. That's the east side, man. I know you don't want to say it. He is. He's from the east side.
Well, you know what, man? There are two different types of east sides. I know this because there are two different types.
Enlighten me.
Yeah, I am. Because there is the Detroit East Side, I learned this because, especially I really learned this when I started getting into music. I used to have to go out that way. And there's a Detroit East Side. So if you're in the city of Detroit, you say you're going to the East Side, everybody knows what you're talking about. You crossing on the other side of Woodward and you around Van Dyke or you're around Harper or Gratiot, that's the East Side. But for people in the suburbs, it doesn't matter where you are from on the suburbs. If you say you're going on the East Side, you're not talking about the East Side of Detroit. You're talking about the East Side of Woodward. And because you could be on the East Side and you are in East Point is not Detroit, but they still, but people still say that. So when I used to go to a lot of hip hop shows, and when I used to ask where's the show at, people used to say it's on the East Side. All right, where? And they'll say East Point. I'm like, all right, well that's not. I'm thinking, all right, I'm not stopping at any stripe. Yeah, I'm not. But Gratiot still goes to that way, Roseville, East Point, Harper Woods, all of that.
Yeah, once you get up there.
But I don't consider. I still consider that the suburbs. I don't consider that the East Side. Even though it is on the East Side, I don't consider that the East Side. When I say East Side, I'm thinking of Alkebulan. You know what I'm saying? I am thinking of the East Side of Detroit. So
I just be real. I have to be. How far east are you of Trump's?
Me personally, or are you talking about
that's
just
my East Side? Anything East Side is Trump's.
And he's not talking about that guy in the White House either. He's not talking about him.
No.
He's not talking about this. It's an establishment
this
here
Trump's
in Detroit.
Is all right.
So anyway, man. Okay, so let me jump back before I get back to the movie, man. So for those of you who are listening and, if you're unfamiliar with Detroit is not as bad as a lot of the movies and TV shows make it seem. Every city has rough areas. If you know where you're going and you got a good person that you're hanging out with in Detroit that's going to be logical. Like, I wouldn't suggest anybody go to a gas station at night in Detroit. Yeah. I wouldn't suggest you go to a party store. And for those of you who don't know what a party store is, party stores in Detroit, we call them party stores. They're liquor stores. That's where you can get alcohol, snacks, whatever. We call them party stores.
Shit.
What's up, Mike?
Sorry, man. All the police are out here.
Yeah, well, you don't have nothing to worry about.
No, they got some dude hemmed out the car, man.
Oh, you know what you got to do, Mike? Get the camera out. Get the camera phone.
Martial Arts Internet work. Hold on. We're going live. You don't see it?
I see your hand, Mike. That's what I see. I see your hand in front.
You don't see it now?
Yeah, now I did. Let you move your hands. I see the. Yeah, I see the.
They're out here deep.
Man.
Well,
I hope everybody gets home safe. So, like I was saying, Detroit is not that bad. It's you're not. There's a lot of people that worry about getting shot up, or bad things happening, things like that. It's not like that. It's not the Wild Wild West.
I've never had an issue in Detroit. I've had more issues in Pontiac and Waterford than I have in Detroit.
Yeah, that's understandable. A lot of time people are just worried that I mean, there is a chance if you do something that you should not be doing, or someplace you should not be doing, there's a good chance that you might get robbed. Okay, that can happen. Sure. You just gotta know where you're going, what you're doing. There's just certain places you just don't go. There's certain gas stations you just do not go to. Period. Whether it's night or day.
Like my cousin, he's at the 10th. He was like, you don't go to these gas stations.
Yeah. I mean, it's just common sense, But if you're in Detroit walking around, somebody's just not going to all of a sudden, try and just do you some harm. You're just not about to get beat up just for the heck of being beat up. That's not gonna happen. And I think sometimes some people worry about that type of stuff, but that's not gonna happen.
No.
People mind their own business for the most part.
I've never had an issue, even on the east side.
Now, purposely, what I'm doing, Mike, I'm taking a little bit longer with the review this week, only because that second half of this movie is not going to be a long review at all.
Quick.
It's really, really quick, and there's like 3 different montages in it, and it's just going to go by really, really quick. So let me jump right back into this. Okay, so back to Sonny and Don. So after Sonny talks to Don about Detroit, Sonny noticed that Don has a bunch of equipment. Um, and Don says that he has every major tournament over the last 5 years and statistics of every major fighter in the world. And then Sonny tells him that he's also a collector, and he shows him tapes, and then he plays some music for him, like opera like type music.
Yeah, I don't recall what he said it was.
Yeah, I don't either. And then the next thing we see Travis and Virgil, they're going to be roommates. And Travis is talking to Virgil on the bed, and Virgil's on the bed meditating, and Travis is trying to wake him up, trying to get him to come out, hang out with him, and Virgil is not really paying attention. Travis finally gives up and is kind of walking away, and we see Virgil looking at him. And after listening to Travis, he decides to jump up and go hang out. So if you want to know what they were talking about or what Travis was saying, you just watch the movie. I'm trying to keep it a little bit PG.
Right. Well, I'll tell you a story, man. Something that reminded me of when Jackie King was having his tournament. One time, Jody came into town. He stayed at my house.
Okay.
And we were trying to go, and he was in my bedroom. And this is when I still stayed at my parents' house. So this is years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was in there doing his morning prayer. And, I was a knucklehead. And I walked in and opened the door, and I said, man, unless that's a flying rug, we're going to be late. We got to go.
Oh, my God.
I mean, he was mad at me for a while, I think, man. But
you think?
I mean, we were young, man. So, I was dumb, man. But that scene reminded me of that, So, and that's the one, like I've told the story. My dad put on Jody's mink coat, and it was dragging through our living room floor. And Jody's like, yo, Mike Gibbs, you know that. Wait. Does your daddy know that?
Wait. Stop. Before you go any further. So you're hanging with Jody, and he calls you by your first and last name?
Always he does. I don't know why. He's like, yo, Mike Gibbs, does your daddy know that fur coat is worth like $10,000?
Oh, Mike, you're killing me.
Just to this day, man, I don't know why he does that. Like, I know I'm the only Mike Gibbs motherfucker. Like, I know my name. You don't have to say it twice.
The full first and last name.
Always. The dude's insane. He'll send me a message about an RC car. Yo, Mike Gibbs, I had no heat for these RC cars. And then he go on about his Batmobile RC car. My first name. And everyone's like if someone's around, like me and my girl were in the car or something. What is that? Who is that? Why does he say your first and last name? I don't know. Why are you laughing?
Oh,
What's
man.
it mean, man? Why is he doing my first and last name?
Man, that's funny. All right.
Mm.
I gotta wipe these tears, man. I'm like I'm really crying. When you said that, I had to stop you. I don't even remember what else you were saying.
Oh damn. Producer Travis just took us back to an old teammate.
And I still call it. Honestly, I do call him by his first and last name too.
Me too. I'm guilty.
Yeah, man. Okay, let's jump back into it. Okay, the team is at the bar. Sonny's playing pool. Travis is off to the side. And this was the funniest part to me. Travis is standing there, off to the side, arm crossed, and a woman walks past him. And she's going to the bathroom. And as she walks by him, he says, "You going number 1 or number 2?"
No. That's not what he said.
Yes, he did.
No, he asked her door number 1 or door number 2.
I did not think he said
yes.
that. I thought he asked her, "You going number 1 or number 2?"
See, now you really thinking Travis is fucked up. No, you just have to.
I gotta watch it back tonight now.
You have to, man.
Yes.
That's a classic line, man.
You going to? I was thinking, like, what kind of sicko is this? He want to know if she
man.
Because he was standing right there by the bathrooms. I thought that was the bathroom.
He said door number 1 or door number 2, man.
Oh man, I feel like I'm drunk. Anyway, she tells him to drop dead. Sonny went to the pool game and he's getting some money. Alex and Tommy are sitting at the bar. Virgil is next to them, and then a woman walks up, touches Virgil, and says, "Excuse me," and he jumps and he accidentally spills his drink on her. He helps her clean it up, clean off the drink, and he makes a little joke, introduces himself, and he asked her to dance. Alex and Tommy were shocked because I guess they didn't think Virgil had any game. It kind of looked like he set that up on purpose like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Virgil was on point.
So then Don is at a table. Did you peek that this guy's at a table with all of his equipment sitting there typing? Did you see that? Like, who does that? Like, who goes to the bar with work and sits there and actually does the work?
I don't know. Especially if he's already has all the data. What's he really going to do?
I have no idea. You know, I think I'll get to that in 1 second. So Travis is making eye contact with the pool player's girlfriend. He approaches her and asks her to dance. Sonny goes to the bar. And he sits with Alex and Tommy. And then one of the pool players sees that the pool player's girlfriend's on the dance floor with Travis. And he tells the pool player to take a look on the dance floor. Now, Travis is groping and kissing on this woman. Like, he had like a handful of her, you know.
She was about it, though. I'm not mad at Travis.
Yeah. So Alex goes and make a phone call. And then we see Coach Kuzo. He comes into the bar. And Travis and his dance partner are getting quite cozy. When the pool player comes over, tells Travis that's as far as he goes. Like, wow, you have to wait till all of this time, and that's how you walk over. Like, I wouldn't have did that. You know, the pool player, she should have walked over there and grabbed this woman's arm and snatched her off Travis. Like, that was like, why? There should not have even been any conversation right there. So, you know,
I'm just gonna tell you, we were at a karate tournament one time, and somebody we know was hanging out with somebody, and the husband comes into the bar and sees this, and I see this from across the room, and I'm like, damn, this is a tournament after party. This is about to be bad. So I start approaching, you know, coming in. Nothing happened, man. The guy did exactly that. Came up, picked his wife up, threw her over the shoulder away from one of our boys, and walked her back to the hotel room.
Why does this sound familiar? You tell me off my
real life. And I'm not disclosing no names, but that happened. So all the best of the best. I'm thinking, man, this shit has really happened to us. Every scene, the best has happened to us. Like, I can relate some shit to Travis, you, Ski, Willie, Rick. You know, it's real life, man.
See, there you go. So like I said, man. Like I said, you are Travis.
No. I ain't wearing no damn cowboy hat.
You know, you're the Detroit version.
You the Detroit version or something, but I ain't wearing no cowboy hat.
Mike, you better not walk nowhere with me with no Kango.
I got like 3 of them, man. What's wrong with that?
It's another conversation, Mike. Another conversation.
I bought in a do-rag. Did you forget?
Mike, stop. You talking about some do-rag? Don't be wearing no do-rag, Mike. What are you talking about?
Listen, man. I wore it under my headgear. My hair used to be long. Listen, my hair used to be longer.
I know that. I remember.
So when that top 10 headgear first came out, white people's hair, that should have pulled the hair out of your skull. So I had a do-rag I would put on and put the headgear on, and it didn't pull my hair out.
I feel that. I got that.
And then I got rid of the do-rag, and I wore a skull cap when the Under Armour skull caps came out.
Yeah.
Then I put all my hair under that and wore it. And then when I got bald, when I went bald and just started going bald, I just didn't have to wear anything.
No, that's cool. I thought
I didn't rock no do-rag like going to the tournament.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought you was talking about.
No.
You know, just walk. You know, you going to the team party in the do-rag. That's what I said.
But I wear the Kango sweeter than you. Oh, you a bitch.
Hey, he's not talking to me, people. Travis, he was not talking to me.
Fuck you, Travis. I don't give a fuck if he fires me. Fuck you, Travis. Compare me to him. You know, I'm not even gonna start nothing on here. Let's go on with the movie. Travis
all right.
Punk.
we go keep going. We got a couple of more minutes. Like I said, the second half of this movie is really short, so I left a lot of this. Actually, it's nice amount. So then, Travis and the girl start to kiss. She tells the girl tells the pool player to go away. Travis also tells him to go away. He grabs Travis, spins him around. He throws a punch and he hits the girl. Boom, knocks her down to the ground. She falls down. Travis mocks him. Now Sonny and Tommy, they're from a distance, but they see everything happening. They don't really want to get involved, but they do. They get up to go over. Travis is turning to leave, and he's hit with a pool stick. And then that's when Don jumps up and he tries to intervene, tries to tell them, like, you know, we're sorry, we're leaving. He's drunk. Excuse my friend, this, that, and the other. But at that point in time, it's too late. Tommy's trying to get these guys' attention. I don't know why he did that. He does a roundhouse kick and kicks a cigarette out of the guy's mouth. Yeah.
If Tommy's my boy, he's getting yelled at in the car.
You said he's getting hit him? You should have just hit him? Just start the fight. But
you knew it was going to be a fight.
They were trying to de-escalate it from becoming a fight.
You de-escalated by kicking a cigarette out of somebody's mouth.
Actually, that guy should have punched Tommy for doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Tommy's not de-escalating anything, man. He's instigating.
Well, he was upset later. But anyway, so after he kicks the cigarette out of the mouth, he says that we don't want any trouble. We're leaving. The pool player says he still wants Travis. He wants his balls. That was a weird response. He said, "I want his balls." And Travis says, he responds, "Well, I thought you were missing a pair." And then that's when he breaks the bottle, and then he goes after him, and then the fight breaks out.
That reminded me of the wrestling event.
I was not going to even bring that up.
Everything compares to our life. I think that's why I like the movie.
I was never going to bring that up on this podcast. That special event that happened.
Your uncle started a fight with those hillbillies.
Anyway, a guy.
No, them hillbillies tried to jump him, man.
I know, man. That's when I was like, Mike Gibbs, my boy. That's when that happened. I said, Mike Gibbs, my boy. He's okay with me. I'm being 100% serious. I'm being 100% serious. I watched you that night, and I saw what you were doing that night. Yeah, you got thumbs up from me.
But I'm a little concerned, man. I've been around for like 3 years at that point.
But I wasn't around.
What about the first 3 years?
I didn't really see you that often. I would see you like when I came home from
you and Ski were at school.
Yeah, we were at school, so I would see you when I would come home. But because we always used to have a lot of people who come, but they never stayed. You came and visited and just stayed. A lot of times people come train with us. They'd be in and out. We see them every now and then. We see them at tournaments, but you came and stayed. So that happened like 97, 98. So you had been around for about 2 or 3 years at that time. So when that happened, man, that was, I was like, okay, Mike Gibbs is on our side. That's it, So then a guy is thrown into a wall. Alex sees this. He gets off the phone. He was talking to Walter and his mom, just checking in on the family, which is cool. Then he jumps in and joins the fight. So a big wild brawl is erupted. I'm surprised, because we saw Coach Kuzo watching this, and I'm surprised he didn't want to break it up because, like, dude, like your fighters are fighting, they can get injured, they're off the team, they're gonna be gone.
Alex messed his shoulder up.
Right, exactly. But he didn't. He's sitting back enjoying it because they were winning. But he eventually gets up. He stops the fight. But Travis is still going. He's kicking the pool player who's down on the ground. Coach Kuzo grabs him. And Tommy, as he's walking out, he is very upset about the fight that just broke out. And I think I'm gonna stop it right here for this portion of the movie.
Yeah, the rest, like you said, is a lot of training monologues.
It is, man, and it is going to go by really, really quick. So we're going to need this extra dialogue to talk. So, but yeah, man. So that's the first half of Best of the Best, and we both like that movie a lot. Now, did you how did you feel about Coach Kuzo's tactics when it comes to training?
I mean, he didn't really teach any technique. He was more like he reminded me of my old football coach.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, he wasn't like a.
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't doing anything like my uncle would.
Yeah, but you know what? Your uncle don't teach a lot of technique. Like for like the black belt, he's like, it's more of a mindset he teaching. He's like a philosopher. Like he'll make you think you can beat somebody. Like he'll talk you into thinking you can beat somebody. Like he's an awesome motivator.
Mm-hmm. And he brings things into perspective also.
Yeah. Right. And then when he knows you're about to get fucked up, he'll be like, yo, don't do this, this, or this. And then, what I'm saying?
I was listening
to advantage to win.
I was listening to Alex and Jeff's podcast. I don't know which show they were on, but they were talking about how when Rick is outside coaching and he'll say, watch out for the sidekick or something like that. And number one is to let you know what to watch out for, but also he's playing mind games with your opponent.
With the other person.
Yes, exactly, because he's done that in the class when I've been fighting. So he'll say, all right, here you come with the back fist, here you come with the back fist. And when I hear that, whoever I'm fighting, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm not going to throw the back fist because he just told him I'm going to throw the back fist. So it's messing up. He's breaking my rhythm also when he does stuff like that. But like I said, he puts different things in perspective. Anybody? Okay, this real quick story. Please, if you're listening, please don't get offended. It just is what it is.
When you start a story like that, you about to offend some people. That's why I love it.
No, but it shouldn't, because so listen, we were coming back from a tournament one time, and I was young. I was a kid. I had been maybe 13 or 14 years old. Went to the tournament. I was just happy to get a trophy, winning. Right, coming back home, I was like, oh man, I'm glad I got something. Because you remember when we were younger, we used to have a lot of people in the division. It wasn't like we had one fight and that was it.
You could have almost 30 people in the division.
We would have a lot of people. So, I was happy that I got fourth place, right?
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, I made that mistake. So I said, I'm in the car, and I said, oh, at least I'm coming home with something. Mm-hmm. And he was like, what do you mean you're coming home with something? I was like, I got fourth. He said, you got fourth place. You're the only person in the division who lost twice. And I said, damn. Like to myself, because I was a kid. I couldn't say it out loud, but man, my feelings was hurt. But from that moment on, like I never got fourth place again. Like I wouldn't allow myself to get fourth place. Like I had to get that third place. I was not going to be the only person in the division who lost twice. You know what I'm saying? So
it's funny you talk about that though, man. That I've coached other things. I coached a professional football league. It was a developmental league, and they got paid to go to the CFL and NFL, and we had some people go to different like Indianapolis Colts camps. Some of our players signed with the CFL, and they got paid. I mean, it was a professional league. I can't tell you how many times I used motivational sayings or quotes that I learned from your uncle on a football field. Mm-hmm. And it resonated with these football players, and now I'm hearing them say it.
That's sweet.
It's not just martial arts. Like I honestly believe, he's just a great speaker and a motivator. But you shouldn't have never celebrated fourth place, man.
I shouldn't have. But what you just said, what you just said reminded me like his his technique is COVID, right? Because it's like infectious, like a virus. Like you heard him say stuff, and you got infected with it, and then you went and said the same thing to other people. And now you said you heard. Now they're saying those different type of motivational things, so it's spreading, just like the virus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
COVID coaching.
I give presentations. I speak in front of large groups, thousands of people, hundreds of people. I'm a leader at my work. I'm responsible for like 500 people's livelihoods. And, it's fun to kick it on the podcast and things like that. But, a lot of people have told me, in a group, I don't get nervous. I'm very well spoken, this and that. And they're like, what college did you go to? I'm like, Team Clouden University. Honestly, and I've told your uncle that, I didn't learn that in college.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I understand why children don't do introductions at forums anymore for speed and thing. But one of the things I feel that takes away now that kids don't do introductions at tournaments, it takes away that confidence building, them get up there and, some kids, it's hard just to get up and say their name in front of other people. And I feel the martial arts tournaments help that. That's one aspect. I understand that promoters want to get done quicker and things like that. And, you shouldn't care who the person's instructor is or their style. But to me, it helps that student overcome, that fear of speaking in front of people.
Yep.
And it's
public speaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, man, that's cool, man. That's cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be our show for tonight. I know we went over a little bit. It's no problem. It's our show. We can do what we want. Mike, you got any
get up at 3:30 in the morning. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah, you'll be all right though, Mike. You just get you some Red Bulls. You drink that stuff, Red Bull?
No, man, this stuff's bad for your heart, man.
Yeah, man, I know. I used to drink a lot of that stuff all the time, man. And my lady got on my head about that because she works in the hospital, and she's seen a lot of people come in, because they've had those energy drinks and really messed them up. So she got me off of those. I used to drink at least one a day, a Rip It, or a Red Bull.
Man.
Yeah. So, but I don't do it anymore, man. I don't do it anymore. So, but that's it. Okay, let us know what you think about the episode of Best to the Best. We're going to do the second part of the movie next week. If you have anything that you want to comment on, make sure you do that on our Martial Arts Network page on Facebook, right under this podcast. Just go ahead and get into the comments and let us know what you guys think. Any other closing remarks, Mike?
No. If everyone states are opening back up, be safe, maintain your social distancing.
People are not, man. I paid attention to that today, man. I saw restaurants open, man. Twin Peaks was off the hook yesterday. Like, I was in a parking lot next to one of my stores, and man, it was packed. I didn't even know restaurants and bars had opened back up like that. It was crazy. I'm thinking like, okay, all these guys are going to be infected pretty soon. Wow. Right. Well, anyway, that's it for us tonight on Martial Arts Center Network. For everyone here, for me, Mike Gibbs, Travis Plowden, our producer, we will see you guys next week. Be safe.